Our final section for this late morning session is on accessibility and digital equity. Our first speaker is Mehrdad Fatemi from the Ministry of Education. No data, Zero.govt.nz has you covered. For most New Zealanders, a mobile phone is their only way of accessing digital information or services, but for many, the cost of mobile data is a barrier. Zero.govt.nz is an advanced, innovative technology that is the result of collaborative... Did the mic just cut off? Did I do something? Hello? It's on? Okay. Zero.govt.nz is an advanced, innovative technology that is the result of collaborative efforts of 7 government agencies who had a common issue to resolve. Zero data allows people access to the same online content and services without them needing to have any data credit on their mobile account. Zero data does not require source websites to make changes to their existing setup, making it easy for agencies to adopt. So please welcome Mehrdad Fatemi. He is the Digital Equity Program Director at the Ministry of Education. Mehrdad comes from an engineering background and is passionate about leveraging technology to make life better for everyone, especially children.
Thanks for having me today. Actually, a much better setup than I was thinking compared to last year. So you hear a lot of stories about failed projects and projects that overrun their budget, not delivering to their promises. I'm going to tell you a completely opposite story. So those 7 government agencies, you see their logos up there, came together starting with our Chief Digital Officer, Stuart Wakefield, emailing his peers saying, we all have this problem, we've been trying to solve it, can we get together and solve it together once and for all? Which is how the whole initiative started. And 2 years later, we are in a position that we have delivered a high-tech, quite unique, world-class capability without even having an official funding line for it. So let's see what it is. If you look at New Zealand from income decile perspective, this is what you can deduct from official stats. About 30% of first decile earners cannot afford mobile data, and they avoid it. And that is quite significant because if you think of government services, most of the stuff that we're trying to build and automate and use AI for is to serve those people. And yet they cannot use it, or they don't have the means to use it. So what Zero Data is a technology that lets government agencies make it easy for telcos to zero-rate their traffic. And we've created this mechanism to access the ones that are supported by this platform, called the Zero Data landing site, or the portal. As you can see, which one is the pointer? We have 2,388 sites currently listed on there. This wouldn't have been possible with the traditional technology, so it is a big leap in terms of what government could do. So that 30% I mentioned, that is about 170,000 New Zealanders. And imagine each of those needing to make a phone call to government call center. There's this figure of $30 per phone call. Usually people doing business cases, they use to understand the cost of dealing with each channel. And that 170,000 translates into $5 million in avoidable costs that this system can present. This is the bare minimum. Now, those were statistical calculations. This is a real figure. In the month of June, we had 100,000 visits to the Zero Data service. And those 100,000 visits resulted in about 500,000 page views. You do the math, how much this program has saved the government. Some key aspects of Zero Data. Talks about 7 agencies coming together. It is cutting-edge technology. We've had inquiries from other governments wanting to participate and share IP, including UK. I was cheeky asking that question. And as I said, we didn't have any funding. It just came out of CDO's pocket money, really, and the I would say a lot of personal time that colleagues across agencies put into this. Over the first half of 2024, we served 114,000 unique visitor IPs, using the technical term here, because the actual number of unique visitors would be a lot higher. For those who are technical, they would be able to make the correlation. But at least 114,000 people visited Zero Data over the course of 6 months. It is capable of supporting mobile apps. At Education, we've actually sponsored one of their free mobile apps to schools called School Loop to serve their content via Zero Data. It's been a big hit. A lot of great feedback from schools, because this one is actually used to report student absences or read school newsletters. It's a great method of schools engaging with the families. And we are a finalist in the Spirit of Services Award in the Innovation category. Some of the unique things about the project that makes us proud is, as I said, we didn't have any money, so we came up with some basic resources for communities out there to adopt and basically create their own promotions. These are some of the ads that they have created. So we made the logo, for example, and some of the standard messaging. But those are the ads that Westport Community Centre have created to promote Zero Data. West Coast, sorry, Westport. I've got a couple of slides with lots of text in it. I'm not going to read it. So we did a formal evaluation of the project quite early on, was November-ish, and lots of great insights came out of that week. I left them here so that when you get a chance, you can go and have a read. They're quite inspiring. I just picked up a few quotes from people who are using the service to see what impact it's making out there. It's interesting how many people have to resort to more expensive means of getting services because they don't have access to the more affordable ones. Like they get on a bus, they go to the community center to ask a question because they don't have data to go on a CAB site and ask the question there or read whatever document is already created in there. And that's me. This is one of the digital equity initiatives that we've been working on at the ministry. The other one, which my colleagues from REANS will talk you through, is about supporting student access between school and home. So we target students' ability to access digital at home, at school, and in between. So the at home was the Equitable Digital Access Initiative that you guys heard of during COVID, provisioning internet connections to people's homes. The in-school one is N4L, so a lot of you are familiar with N4L. And in between would be EduRoam that Paul will talk you through that. That's me.
We have some questions for you.
Sure.
It says, we have zero data and cheap as data. Are we duplicating this effort? Could this be consolidated and offered to more agencies and citizens?
So that's what I was saying. Sponsored data is the old way of doing it, and it's got quite a bit of limitation in terms of what can be zero-rated through sponsored data. For those technical in the room, telcos require you to give them a finite set of IP addresses so that they can zero-rate the traffic to or from your site. And a lot of modern websites are using resources from all over the internet, like AWS, for example, and you can't get a single IP address for AWS or even a finite set. The way Zero Data works, it funnels all traffic that is resulted from a user's journey online through a proxy that proxy is then zero-rated by telcos. So they are very different. It's as I said, it is a quite high-tech capability, being able to make all the changes required to the websites in real time so that the traffic remains going through that funnel. So we're not duplicating, essentially.
Next question is, what is to stop the entire .govt.nz domain, perhaps with fair data use limit, from being a part of the Zero initiative? What about online banking?
So Zero.govt.nz, which has a directory of all government sites, is already part of the initiative. DI is one of our partner agencies. So there's a two-step journey to access any government sites. But as I said, because this one hasn't got its own line of funding, we expect partner agencies, particularly the bigger ones, who want to have a tile on the front page to chip in. So we've got actually police and IRD lined up, and representatives from other larger agencies. We do support smaller agencies for free, but larger agencies, please join in and bring your wallet. It's not expensive. Give you an example. Te Whatuura used to pay about $500,000 a year sponsoring a whole lot of non-government and government sites that they had. With Zero Data, they're paying $30,000. That's how big of a difference it's made on the supply side. So it's cheap. Please give us a call. To answer the questions
yes.
completely?
Yep. Thank you so much.
That's all right.
This is
Thank you.